Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Miss Danny Baby, back again, back one more again with another video. This video is going to be about dreams. Dreams. How many of you out there are avid, what you would consider an avid dreamer? I'm curious to know that. The reason why I ask is because all my life on this planet, I've been one to really dream a lot. Ever since I was a small child, back as far as I can remember, way well into my adulthood. But I do notice, like, for the last maybe like year or so, I haven't been dreaming as much inside of my, when I'm asleep, or if I have been dreaming, I haven't recalled many of them that really just stood out. But I noticed, like, in the last couple of weeks, I've been having like some really realistic, crazy dreams. And being that I'm becoming more curious about myself each and every day, becoming more spiritual and trying to ground myself, as much as possible, and figure things out as far as like your life purpose and everything. Um I have some added wisdom to maybe interpret some of my dreams, but still I don't have all the answers. Recently I had a dream where it really scared me and I woke up out of it, but it was like it was like early evening time, where it wasn't like in the middle of the afternoon, but it was like not nighttime either. You know, that kind of sky where it's like in late spring or sometime in the summer, and it's getting into the evening time, and it's just like pretty, it's still blue outside, like a darker blue, but it's orangey and yellow, and you can see the sun kind of setting, but it hasn't set yet. That's what kind of dream it was. And all of a sudden I just heard sirens going off, like super duper stupid sirens, like the kind that you get when weather is really bad, that's up approaching. It was like that, but even worse, like where the ground was like just shaking. It was a very fearful sound, and I'm one that really don't take well those type of alarms, that it's just kind of creepy to hear them. I remember one time I went on a cruise, and for those of you that have been on cruise ships, before you even can like kick your feet back and get to partying, one of the first things they do is have everybody on board have a meeting, like after you like check into your room or whatever. They have a meeting where you have to go on a certain deck, and everybody has to bring their life preservers, and you hear the staff that is in charge what to do in an emergency. And then they said, and we're gonna listen, we're gonna show you what the siren of the ship sounds like. And when they let off that ship siren, oh my goodness, it was like the most haunting sound. And I know it's something necessary that they have to do to let you know, okay, hey, it's an emergency going on, everybody gather around. So they have to hip you to the details just in case, God forbid, something like that were to happen. But it was just like this haunting type of wail, and I start thinking of crap like the Titanic. But luckily that didn't last long. It was, it was a few minutes. I was tired as hell too, because we had been flying, and it was just like a long day before we actually got to the ship and everything. But it was a beautiful cruise, like 7 days. It was on Royal Caribbean, but I digress. But back to the siren. With my dream, it was the siren, and then I looked around like, do you guys see this or hear the siren? And I'm looking at everybody else, Like, what's going on? What's going on? For some reason in my dream, I didn't know what was going up on until that point. And then in a matter of seconds, uh, these spaceships just started powering down out of the sky. And I mean, they were so big, they were like blocking what sun we were getting that we had left because it was going into evening. And then there was one, and then it was two. It was like three or four spaceships that I remember just off the cuff in this dream. And I was like, hell no, what's going on? What's going on? And already the sirens are going off. If you could just imagine this rah, 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 just this like loud sound. The ground is shaking, and then when the spaceships start coming like they were going to land, but I didn't see them land. They were hovering over the city, and they made the ground shake even more. And I remember that paralyzing feeling I had. And all I could do is dart my eyes, like directly in front of me, down the street. I saw other people jumping out of their cars, like, what the hell? What's going on? What is this? You know, are we, everybody was, you could see the question mark on their faces. What's going on? Are we under attack? And these spaceships, dude, they were lit up with like orange and yellow, just like all these fluorescent blue and purple, all these colors. And I had no idea what was about to happen. It wasn't necessarily a doomsday scenario, but it wasn't necessarily what I understood as I couldn't tell. Was the entities in these spaceships, were they friend or foe? So it made me go searching for what other people interpret the meaning, other people that have had similar dreams. What did they find that type of dream meant? Because I was like, wow, this has to be some type of meaning. And I found this very interesting article here, and it spoke to a lot of what I was feeling. This here says UFO dreams can be strange, especially because we officially still don't know if they are real or are they a product of our imagination. A UFO, short for unidentified flying object, is exactly what the name says it is. It is an object, presumably seen by eyewitnesses in the sky, which cannot be identified by some standard criteria. The term UFO was made in the 1950s. Before that, such objects were referred to as flying saucers. Sightings of such objects were reported much earlier in history. Dreams about UFOs are very um, symbolic dreams. They often indicate something within ourselves which feels unknown. That's what I was thinking. Like, what is this trying to tell me? It says maybe they indicate strange experiences you have experienced or something which is hard to understand, and you have a feeling as if it was something from another planet, something that can be a person we consider an alien. Sometimes these dreams signify experiences when you were physically or emotionally tremendously hurt. Experiences which you have buried deep inside you, and now they seem as if they are from another planet. These dreams probably remind you of these long forgotten memories because it's time for you to deal with them. They cannot simply disappear because you have suppressed them. Peep this, y'all. They cannot disappear simply because you have suppressed them. You need to address them and deal with them so that they can be resolved and released by you. And if you don't do that, they will keep reappearing in one way or another, and often in the form of a UFO in your dream. Regardless of the fact how horrible these experiences might have been for you, you need to find the strength to deal with them for your own good. You will be completely healed at the end of that process. You'll probably stop dreaming about UFOs as well. Dreams about UFOs are often related to something unknown and represent some kind of mystery. They are often caused as a sign which forewarns something extraordinary and surprising happening soon in the dreamer's life. Dreams and UFOs might symbolize your desire to find your true purpose in life. And I've been feeling like that like for years. I just want to make sure that, you know, that I am in balance with the my surroundings, with the world, with the universe, that I'm living out my life's purpose. And I feel like there's so much knowledge that I need to acquire, and that the human lifespan is just not long enough. You know, even if we live to like 150 years old, it still doesn't seem like it's enough time to acquire all the knowledge that you need. Especially when I see things from a historic perspective and finding out things that the ancients knew that even contemporary man is having trouble understanding. We still don't know the real meaning of the pyramids. And I was watching an interesting video today, um, where this gentleman was saying that, they're coming more into evidence that the pyramids were used like as an electrical grid. And it was fascinating how they were able to conduct electricity and power up things back in those times. We don't even know exactly how they made the pyramids, and yet contemporary human beings feel like they're the smartest on earth. It's just crazy. So I know that's not true. I know that a person can have several lifetimes and still continue to learn, but I think that's what causes me to be unsettled, in a way. Like, how much am I supposed to learn? How fast am I supposed to learn it? And also being a person that had um some terrifying experiences growing up as a child, being through some things, having a unstable mom that was not um there for you in emotional and a spiritual way, in the way that she should have been, and just going through a lot, in my younger years as a child and whatnot. So that, is a backdrop. um just being able to consolidate things in a way that helps your mind be settled. So I'm just wondering, like, is that what the UFO dream is meant to hip me to, to get me to focus more on? And I do believe there's life beyond this realm. I believe there's intelligence beyond what we can physically see with our eyes. Um, and I was having this discussion recently. Even when you think in terms of the Bible might not tell you about aliens specifically. They might not word it like that, but it's telling you about different realms and entities from different realities than what we currently thrive in or exist in on this plane. I mean, what do you think heaven is? What do you think hell is? Those are two different places that they're telling the reader of the Bible that, you can go here, you can go there. People are visiting from here, they're visiting from there. Demons are from hell, angels are from heaven. God is above it all. It's explaining that life can exist in different forms in different places. And it also, when you're looking at the Bible, it's like it's trying to give you a life lesson, like what you should at least aim for, even if you don't achieve it in a perfect way. So that was basically all I wanted to talk about. I don't want to ramble. on too much, but this topic really, really, really fascinates me. Um, I think different different countries and nations and their leaders, the ones that are higher up, actually know things that they don't want the regular public privy to. Um, and that's why they keep stuff hush hush. If you think about it, that the Bible, scripture, was not even allowed to be read in times long ago, like hundreds of years ago. Only a certain type of people in a certain class could actually have access to the Bible, and it was only until much later that they let so-called commoners, quote unquote, and peasants read scripture. But think of all the other fascinating um, resources that we can get historical data and information from, to find out if we've been contacted from beings from other worlds, and how they connect with you through through your dreamscape. I think that's very, 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 very possible. And I think our minds and our brains are more complex than we give credit for. So you can be dealing with some stuff that is from long ago, that was stressing you out when you were younger, and you haven't actually come to terms with it fully. That doesn't mean that you haven't made some progress on it, but you haven't come to terms with it fully. It's really deep. I could go deeper into that, but I'm not gonna make it too deep. But look at this! Isn't this picture beautiful? Oh my God! Do you guys see this? The sky, where in my dream, where the aliens were. Well, I won't, because I didn't actually see the beings themselves, but the spaceships. It was colored up, sort of like this. That dusky type of, but it was more blue in the sky. And I remember that horn, like that siren sound. But look at this. And I love lights. I love lights. I fell in love with Vegas the first time I went there. I love New York City because of the lights. Chicago is beautiful in the summertime. The lights. I just love lights, and how they illuminate in buildings, especially in the summer. But yeah. And you guys, this dream I had was about what did I say, like a week or so ago. It wasn't exactly 2 weeks ago, but it was about a week or so ago. I had that dream, and I just never forgot the siren. It was like the government was trying to warn the regular lay people, like, get your shit together, get your shit together. But before I knew it, here comes the extraterrestrials in our midst. It was like, oh, time's up. So I think I'm answering my own question. Perhaps that was the meaning of the dream. Like, you're on the right path. Just keep on it. Keep progressing. And don't be scared to delve deeper where you haven't delved before. So, for you dreamers out there, what are some of your most fascinating dreams? I remember when I was younger, what my dream was. I used to dream about flying all the time. Like, I was some type of, I was still human, but I was like this being that had supernatural powers, that was able to fly. I could take flights, and I could fly above city buildings. I could fly in the summer night sky. I could just like swoop in and land wherever I needed to. I was like this super being, this Neteru, this goddess that, and this is like way back. I dreamed about these things. And then in the more scarier dreams, I was falling. It was like my wings would not, they didn't serve me. Like I was just free falling and didn't know where I was falling to. And I had that kind of dream even as a youngster, as a child. Like that falling type of dream, that kind of crap is crazy. So I want to know if you guys have, any of you out there have thought or dreamed about extraterrestrials or spaceships, aircraft. Um, what have been your experiences with that? And you guys, just today we had a crazy storm come in my area where there was tornado warnings going off. I was like, ain't this a bitch? I mean, hailstones falling down, dark skies, and they got it now that if you have your stereo on, like how we have the alerts that come through our cell phones nowadays, we didn't have that back in the day, but nowadays this alarms can also come through your stereo. And I had my stereo on. It scared the crap out of my kitten. She ran like crazy, but I was like, ain't this a bitch? I just dreamed of some type of like crazy emergency, but the actual downpour and the rain was actually, even though it was scary today, it was healing. And I'm not one that likes, inclement weather and inconvenient weather. I love summer and spring, but the only thing I don't like is lightning that comes with the storms, and the storms like tornadoes and whatnot that we get in the spring and summertime. But everything else is all Gucci. But y'all, I think I'm gonna end this here. Let me know what you think. What was your favorite dream? What was your most memorable dream? The spacecrafts, by the way, looked very similar to this. They were circular in nature, and they had a bunch of colors in them. It was just like this, and they were just like making the ground vibrate, vibrate. And I think that dream was telling me to, you know, don't be scared to evolve. Don't be scared to spiritually evolve. And it says UFOs in a dream are usually connected to the matters of the spirit and soul, and they might indicate your desire to spiritually evolve. And that is absolutely true. So I'm going to end it, y'all. Tell me what you think. And I hope you have a great upcoming weekend. And we're going to get into some more topics as I have time to make these videos. But I love you guys. Appreciate your time. Talk to you later.